Welcome to Calm Night Stories. Tonight you find yourself seated by the window of a quiet airplane, high above the world, where the sky stretches endlessly in every direction, and the night wraps everything in a soft, deep calm. The cabin lights have dimmed to a gentle glow, just enough to see the outlines of seats and the soft shapes of other passengers resting quietly around you. Most of them have already settled into stillness, wrapped in blankets, their movement slow and minimal, their presence blending into the peaceful atmosphere of the late-night flight. Outside your window, there is only darkness, vast and open, with occasional distant stars faintly visible, like small points of light scattered across an endless sky. Far below, hidden beneath layers of clouds, the world continues. But from up here, it feels distant, quiet, and almost dreamlike. You adjust slightly in your seat, feeling the gentle support beneath you as the aircraft moves smoothly through the night air. A soft blanket rests over your lap, light yet warm, holding just enough heat to keep you comfortable without feeling heavy. The steady hum of the engine surrounds you, a low and constant sound that never changes, never rises or falls sharply, but continues in a perfectly even rhythm. It fills the space in a way that feels reassuring, like a quiet presence that keeps everything stable and steady. You take a slow breath, letting the calm of the cabin settle into you. In and out. The air feels cool but comfortable, moving gently through the cabin, circulating softly, creating a quiet sense of motion that is barely noticeable but always present. A faint glow from the overhead lights reflects softly on the curved surface of the window, creating a gentle contrast between the warm interior and the cool darkness outside. You glance down the aisle, noticing how still everything has become. A few passengers shift slightly in their seats, adjusting blankets or resting their heads more comfortably. But there is no urgency, no conversation, no movement that disrupts the calm. Everything is slow, everything is quiet, everything feels suspended. You settle deeper into your seat, letting your body relax completely, allowing the gentle vibration of the plane to become something soothing rather than something to notice. The sound of the engines continues steady and constant, blending with the soft rustle of fabric and the occasional quiet movement in the cabin. Your breathing follows the same rhythm, slow and even. Each inhale bringing calm, each exhale releasing tension. The plane continues forward through the night, smooth and uninterrupted, as though gliding effortlessly through the sky. There is no sense of speed, no feeling of distance, only a gentle forward motion that carries you softly through the darkness. You rest your head slightly against the side of the seat, feeling the softness of the cushion support you. The window beside you is cool, a faint contrast to the warmth of the blanket, and you can feel the quiet stillness of the outside world through it. Far in the distance, a faint cluster of lights appears below, barely visible through the thin layer of clouds. They shimmer softly, like reflections on water, then slowly fade as the plane continues its steady path. The cabin remains dim and peaceful, the soft lighting creating a sense of quiet privacy, as if each seat is its own small space of calm and comfort. You notice the subtle rhythm of the aircraft, a barely perceptible motion that gently rocks, not enough to disturb, only enough to remind you that you are moving, floating, traveling through the night. The seat holds you comfortably, the blanket rests gently, and the steady hum of the engines continues without change. Your body relaxes further, your shoulders soften, your hands rest easily, your legs feel warm and still. The quiet presence of the other passengers fades into the background, their stillness adding to the sense of calm rather than drawing attention. You are not alone, but it feels like your own space, a small, peaceful corner in the sky. The plane continues its journey, passing through layers of air that remain smooth and quiet, the movement so gentle it feels almost like drifting. You take another slow breath. Your gaze softens as you look out into the darkness again, noticing how the sky feels endless, without edges or boundaries, stretching far beyond anything you can see. There is something calming about being here, suspended between places with no need to arrive, no need to think about what comes next, only the quiet moment of being exactly where you are. The engine hum continues. The cabin remains still. The night stretches endlessly outside. You shift slightly again, finding an even more comfortable position, letting your body settle deeper into the seat. The blanket adjusts naturally, keeping you warm. The air remains steady. The light remains soft. The movement remains gentle. Time begins to slow. Minutes pass without notice. Moments blend together. Everything becomes one continuous calm experience. You notice the faint sound of airflow through the cabin, soft and steady, blending with the engine's low hum, creating a layered, soothing soundscape that surrounds you completely. Your breathing continues at its slow, natural pace. Your mind drifts lightly, thoughts appearing briefly and fading just as quickly, like distant lights below the clouds, never staying long enough to demand attention. The plane continues forward, steady and quiet, carrying you gently through the night sky, where everything feels soft, distant, and calm. The seat supports you. The blanket warms you. The sound surrounds you. The night holds you. And you remain there, high above the world, drifting slowly through the quiet darkness, wrapped in warmth and stillness, carried forward effortlessly, with nothing to do, nowhere to be, only this gentle, endless moment in the sky. You shift slightly in your seat, feeling the soft support beneath you as your body settles into a more comfortable position. The fabric of the seat is smooth and familiar, gently holding your weight, while a light blanket rests across your lap, providing just enough warmth to keep you relaxed without feeling heavy. Outside the window, the sky stretches endlessly in every direction, a deep, velvety darkness dotted with faint stars that seem distant and still. Below, hidden beneath layers of soft clouds, the world continues quietly. But from up here, it feels far away, almost like a memory rather than something real. The steady hum of the engines fills the cabin, a low and constant sound that never changes, never interrupts, but instead becomes part of the background of the night. It is a sound that feels stable and reassuring, like a quiet reminder that everything is moving smoothly, exactly as it should. You rest your head gently against the side of the seat, feeling the soft cushion support you as your shoulders begin to relax. The small vibrations of the aircraft are subtle, almost unnoticeable, yet they add to the sensation of movement, like a gentle drifting through the sky. Looking down the aisle, you notice how still everything in has become. A few dim reading lights glow softly above certain seats, but most have been turned off, leaving the cabin in a peaceful dimness. A flight attendant moves slowly in the distance, careful and quiet, making sure not to disturb the calm that has settled over everyone. You return your gaze to the window, where the darkness feels vast and endless, a quiet space that invites stillness rather than thought. Occasionally, faint lights appear far below, small clusters glowing softly through the clouds, then slowly disappearing as the plane continues forward. Your body continues to relax, each muscle softening without effort, your hands resting loosely, your legs warm beneath the blanket. The air in the cabin is cool but comfortable, moving gently, creating a subtle sense of freshness that adds to the calm. The hum of the engines continues steadily, blending with the soft rustling of fabric and the quiet stillness of the other passengers. It becomes a rhythm that your mind begins to follow, not actively, but naturally, as if everything is aligning with the slow movement of the night. Time feels different here, stretched and softened, no longer measured in minutes or hours, but in the gentle flow of moments that blend into one another. There is no urgency, no need to think about where you are going or when you will arrive. Only the quiet experience of being here in this calm and steady space. As the plane continues its journey through the night, the atmosphere becomes even quieter, as if the world itself has settled into rest. The soft lighting remains unchanged, the cabin steady and warm, and the gentle hum of the engines continues without interruption. You adjust slightly again, allowing your body to sink deeper into the seat, finding a position that feels perfectly natural. The blanket shifts with you, settling comfortably around your legs, holding warmth in a way that feels steady and reassuring. Outside, the sky remains dark and endless, the stars faint but present, scattered lightly across the horizon. The clouds below form a soft, continuous layer, barely visible, but gently illuminated by distant light. The plane moves smoothly, without sudden motion, without disturbance, gliding through the air in a way that feels almost effortless. The sense of movement is subtle, like drifting rather than traveling, as though you are simply floating through the quiet night. You notice the calm presence of the cabin around you, the stillness of the passengers, the quiet rhythm of breathing that fills the space without being heard directly. It creates a shared sense of peace, even though everyone remains in their own private moment. The seat continues to support you, the blanket remains warm, and the air feels soft and balanced. Everything around you contributes to a feeling of comfort that requires nothing from you, no effort, no attention, only a quiet awareness. Your thoughts begin to drift more slowly now, moving without direction, appearing briefly before fading again, like distant lights below the clouds. There is no need to follow them, no need to hold on to them, only to let them pass naturally. The gentle vibration of the plane continues, subtle and steady, adding to the sensation of calm movement, as though the entire aircraft is part of a slow, continuous rhythm that carries you forward through the night. The hours pass quietly, without any clear sense of time, as the cabin remains dim and peaceful. Occasionally, a soft movement can be felt nearby, someone adjusting their seat or shifting slightly, but it never breaks the calm. You remain still, comfortable, and supported, your body fully at ease, your breathing slow and natural. The blanket rests securely, the seat holds you gently, and the steady hum of the engines continues to fill the space with a quiet, unchanging sound. Outside, the sky begins to shift ever so slightly, not in brightness, but in tone, as if the darkness is becoming softer, less deep, though still calm and endless. The clouds below remain like a quiet ocean of softness, stretching far beyond what can be seen. The plane continues forward, smooth and steady, carrying you gently through the night, with no sudden changes, no interruptions, only the quiet, continuous motion that has been there all along. You lean your head slightly more into the seat, letting your body relax completely, feeling the warmth of the blanket and the gentle support around you. Every part of you feels at ease, held in a space that is calm, quiet, and unchanging. The hum of the engines remains steady, the cabin still, the night vast and peaceful outside, and you continue drifting there, high above the world, moving slowly through the sky, wrapped in warmth and quiet, carried gently forward in a moment that feels endless, calm, and completely at ease. The quiet continues without interruption as the plane moves steadily through the night, and you remain settled in your seat, wrapped in warmth, held gently by the soft structure around you. The rhythm of the engines has become so familiar now that it almost disappears into the background, no longer something you actively hear, but something that exists as part of the calm itself. The cabin feels even more still than before, as if everyone has fully settled into rest. The soft glow of the overhead lights remains unchanged, dim and warm, barely illuminating the rows of seats. A few faint reading lights remain on in the distance, small pools of light that do not disturb the overall darkness, but instead add depth to the quiet atmosphere. You adjust slightly, letting your shoulders sink deeper into the seat, feeling the way the cushion supports you without resistance. The blanket shifts softly, maintaining its gentle warmth, and you notice how natural and effortless everything feels, as though your body has completely adapted to the space. Outside the window, the darkness continues to stretch endlessly, but now there is a subtle difference in its tone, a softness that suggests the night is slowly changing, even if the change is almost impossible to notice. The clouds below appear like a vast, silent landscape, smooth and undisturbed, reflecting faint hints of light from somewhere far beyond your view. The plane glides forward without effort, its motion smooth and constant, carrying you through the sky in a way that feels almost weightless. There is no sense of speed, only the gentle awareness that you are moving, drifting quietly through the air, far above everything else. Your mind continues to drift slowly, thoughts appearing briefly and fading again, never staying long enough to form into anything solid. They move like soft shapes in the distance, quiet and unimportant, blending into the overall calm that surrounds you. The air in the cabin remains steady, cool, and balanced, flowing gently without being noticed, adding to the sense of quiet motion that fills the space. Every detail remains consistent, unchanged, contributing to the feeling that time has slowed, that nothing needs to happen, and nothing will disturb this moment. As the night deepens further, the stillness becomes even more complete. The subtle movements in the cabin grow fewer, and the quiet becomes more pronounced, settling into every corner of the space. You can sense the presence of others around you, but only in the most distant way, as if they are part of the same calm rhythm, resting quietly within their own space. You shift slightly again, not out of discomfort, but simply to settle more fully into the position that feels most natural. The seat adjusts gently beneath you. The blanket follows your movement, and everything returns immediately to stillness. The window beside you reflects a faint image of the cabin, blending with the darkness outside, creating a soft overlay of light and shadow. It feels almost like looking into two worlds at once, the quiet interior and the vast, endless night beyond. The engine's hum continues steady and even, a constant presence that never changes, never demands attention, but quietly supports the calm around you. It feels grounding, reassuring, like a steady pulse that keeps everything in balance. Your breathing remains slow and effortless, each breath flowing naturally into the next, matching the quiet rhythm of the plane's movement. There is nothing to think about, nothing to hold on to, only the gentle awareness of being here, in this moment, in this quiet space above the world. The hours continue to pass in this same gentle way, each moment blending into the next without interruption. The cabin remains dim, the passengers still, the atmosphere unchanged. The sense of time fades even further, replaced by a continuous flow of calm that stretches endlessly. Outside, the sky begins to shift again so subtly that it almost feels imagined. The darkness softens slightly, not yet becoming light, but changing in a way that suggests the night is slowly moving toward something new. The clouds below reflect this change faintly, their soft surface taking on a slightly lighter tone, though still wrapped in the quiet calm of the night. You remain relaxed, your body fully at ease, your mind drifting gently, untouched by any urgency or thought. The blanket rests securely, the seat supports you completely, and the steady hum of the engines continues to fill the space with a quiet, unchanging sound. At some point, you notice a faint glow far on the horizon, barely visible, a soft line that separates the sky from the clouds below. It is not bright, not sudden, but gradual, like a slow awakening that happens without effort. The plane continues forward, steady and smooth, moving toward that faint light without any change in pace. The cabin remains quiet, most passengers still resting, unaware of a subtle shift happening outside. You remain still, simply observing, allowing the calm to continue, feeling the same warmth, the same softness, the same quiet presence that has been with you throughout the night. The light outside grows slightly, still gentle, still distant, but enough to change the way the clouds look, revealing more of their shape, their texture, their vastness. Inside, nothing changes. The calm remains complete, the atmosphere steady, the sense of peace uninterrupted. The horizon continues to brighten slowly, the transition from night to early light unfolding at its own pace, never rushing, never forcing anything to change too quickly. The sky takes on a softer tone, a quiet blend of deep blue and faint grey, while the clouds below reflect this subtle shift with a gentle glow. You remain where you are, comfortable and still, feeling the same sense of calm that has been present since the beginning of the journey. The blanket remains warm, the seat supportive, the air steady, and the sound of the engines continues without change. The world below is still hidden beneath the clouds, but the light above begins to reveal more of the sky, creating a sense of quiet openness that feels expansive and peaceful. Your body remains relaxed, your breathing slow and natural, your mind calm and quiet. There is no need to move, no need to think, only to remain in this moment as it gently unfolds around you, and as the plane continues its smooth journey forward, moving from the deep quiet of night into the soft beginnings of early light. Everything remains just as calm, just as steady, just as gentle as it has been all along. You stay there, high above the world, wrapped in warmth, surrounded by quiet, carried forward effortlessly through the sky, where time feels endless and the calm never fades. The soft early light continues to grow, not in a sudden way, but slowly, almost imperceptibly, as if the sky itself is gently unfolding after a long, quiet night. The darkness that once surrounded the plane begins to thin, replaced by a calm, muted glow that stretches across the horizon and softly touches the tops of the clouds below. You remain in the same comfortable position, your body fully at ease, supported by the seat and wrapped in the gentle warmth of the blanket. The steady hum of the engines continues unchanged, a constant grounding presence that blends seamlessly with the quiet stillness of the cabin. Around you, the atmosphere remains peaceful. Most passengers are still resting, their movements minimal, their presence soft and unobtrusive. The cabin lighting has not changed, still dim and warm, creating a gentle contrast with the growing light outside. You turn your gaze slightly towards the window again, noticing how the clouds now appear more defined, their soft shapes stretching endlessly beneath the plane. They look almost like a calm ocean, smooth and still, with gentle variations in texture that catch the faint morning light. The sky above shifts gradually, deep blue fading into lighter tones, creating a quiet gradient that feels expansive and open. There is no sharp line between night and morning, only a slow transition that unfolds naturally, without urgency. The plane continues its steady movement, gliding effortlessly through the air, as if carried by the calm itself. There are no sudden changes, no interruptions, only the same gentle motion that has been present throughout the journey. You shift slightly, allowing your body to settle even more comfortably, the blanket adjusting softly with you. Your hands rest easily, your shoulders relaxed, your breathing slow and natural, matching the quiet rhythm of everything around you. The faint light outside reflects softly on the window, blending with the subtle reflection of the cabin interior. For a moment, it feels like both worlds exist together, the calm, warm space inside and the vast, open sky beyond, merging into one peaceful scene. The clouds below begin to take on a soft glow, their edges illuminated gently by the growing light. They remain still and quiet, stretching far into the distance, uninterrupted, creating a sense of endless calm that mirrors the stillness inside the plane. The hum of the engines continues, steady and reassuring, filling the space without ever becoming overwhelming. It feels familiar now, almost comforting, like a quiet reminder that everything is moving smoothly, exactly as it should. Time continues to feel slow and unmeasured, moments blending together without clear boundaries. There is no need to think about how long you have been here or how long remains. The journey itself feels complete in each moment, calm and continuous. You notice a slight shift in the cabin as a few passengers begin to stir gently. Small movements that do not disturb the quiet but simply add a subtle layer of life to the stillness. Someone adjusts their blanket, another leans slightly to one side, but everything remains soft, slow, and unobtrusive. The light outside grows a little more, revealing more detail in the clouds, their surface no longer just a soft blur, but a gentle landscape of shapes and layers. The sky above becomes lighter, though still calm, still quiet, still far from the brightness of day. You remain relaxed, your body at ease, your mind quiet. The warmth around you continues, the seat holds you comfortably, and the steady sound of the plane remains unchanged. There is something deeply peaceful about this moment, this space between night and morning, where everything feels suspended, neither fully asleep nor fully awake, but resting gently in between. The plane moves forward, smooth and steady, carrying you through this quiet transition without effort. The world below remains hidden beneath the clouds, while above, the sky slowly opens into softer light. You take a gentle breath, feeling the calm fill you once more, noticing how everything remains balanced, steady, and at ease. Nothing rushes, nothing demands attention. Everything simply continues. And you remain there, high above the world, surrounded by soft light, quiet sound, and gentle motion, drifting peacefully through the early hours, where the calm of the night slowly blends into the stillness of a new day, without ever breaking the comfort that has held you all along. The light continues to grow in the quietest possible way, spreading slowly across the sky as if it has all the time in the world, gently touching the tops of the clouds and revealing more of their soft, endless shapes. The deep darkness of the night has now softened into a calm, muted blue, and the horizon carries a faint glow that gradually widens, stretching further with each passing moment. Inside the cabin, everything remains steady and calm, unchanged in its gentle stillness. The dim light still casts a warm tone across the seats, creating a soft contrast with the cool light outside. The hum of the engines continues without variation, a quiet and constant presence that feels grounding. almost like a gentle current carrying everything forward. You remain settled in your seat, feeling completely at ease, your body relaxed and supported. The blanket rests comfortably over you, holding a quiet warmth that blends with the steady environment of the cabin. There is no need to adjust, no need to move, only to remain in this comfortable stillness as the journey continues. The window beside you now reflects more light, and the view outside becomes clearer. The clouds stretch far in every direction, forming a soft, continuous layer that looks almost like a peaceful landscape, untouched and silent. Their surface carries gentle variations, subtle rises and dips that catch the growing light and give depth to the scene. The sky above them shifts slowly, moving from deeper tones into lighter shades, creating a smooth and gradual transition that feels natural and unforced. There is no sudden brightness, no sharp change, only a steady unfolding of light that mirrors the calm rhythm of everything around you. A quiet movement passes through the cabin as a few more passengers begin to wake gently, their motions slow and minimal, as if they too are still part of the night. Someone adjusts their seat slightly, another lifts their head just enough to settle more comfortably again. But the overall calm remains unbroken. The plane continues its smooth path through the sky, gliding forward with no effort, no resistance, only a quiet sense of motion that feels almost weightless. You can sense the distance being covered, but it does not feel fast or urgent, only steady and continuous, like a gentle drift through the open air. Your breathing remains slow and even, matching the calm environment, each breath flowing naturally into the next without interruption. There is nothing to focus on, nothing to hold on to, only the quiet awareness of this moment, this space, this gentle journey through the sky. The light outside continues to grow, revealing more detail in the clouds below, their edges now softly illuminated, their forms clearer yet still calm and undisturbed. The sky begins to open further, expanding into lighter tones that feel fresh but still gentle, maintaining the peaceful atmosphere that has been present throughout the night. You notice how the cabin feels slightly different now, not in a way that disrupts the calm, but in a subtle shift, as if the space is slowly transitioning along with the sky outside. The stillness remains, the quiet remains, but there is a gentle sense of change that moves through everything without ever breaking the feeling of comfort. The hum of the engines continues unchanged, steady and reassuring, a constant thread that ties the entire experience together. It blends with the soft sounds of the cabin, the quiet breathing of passengers, the faint movement of air, all forming a continuous soothing background that never fades. You rest your head slightly more comfortably, feeling the support of the seat, the softness of the cushion, the gentle hold of the blanket. Your body feels light and heavy at the same time, relaxed yet grounded, completely at ease in the space you occupy. Outside, the horizon becomes more defined, the line between sky and clouds clearer now, though still soft and gentle. The light continues to spread, revealing more of the world above the clouds, while the world below remains hidden, quiet and distant. Time still feels slow, unmeasured, as if it has no urgency here. Each moment exists fully on its own, blending into the next without pressure or expectation. There is no need to move forward, no need to anticipate what comes next, only to remain present in the calm that surrounds you. The plane continues forward, smooth and steady, carrying you through this quiet transition from night into early morning. The journey feels continuous, unbroken, as though it has always been this way and will continue gently without end. You remain there, still and comfortable, watching the light grow slowly, feeling the warmth around you, hearing the steady hum that never changes. Everything remains balanced, calm and quiet, held together in a perfect gentle rhythm. And as the sky continues to soften and brighten, and the clouds stretch endlessly beneath you, and the cabin remains a warm and peaceful space, you continue drifting there, high above the world, carried forward effortlessly, wrapped in stillness, where every moment feels calm, complete, and quietly endless. The soft morning light continues to expand across the sky, spreading gently over the clouds below, revealing more of their quiet shapes and endless stretch. What was once a dark, hidden landscape now becomes a calm, glowing expanse, as if the world beneath you is slowly waking, though still wrapped in silence. Inside the cabin, the same peaceful stillness remains, though it carries a slightly different feeling now, not less calm, but subtly more awake. The dim lighting still glows softly above, blending with the natural light beginning to enter through the windows, creating a balanced, gentle atmosphere that feels both warm and fresh at the same time. You remain in your seat, fully at ease, your body still supported in the same comfortable position. The blanket rests lightly over you, holding just enough warmth to maintain that sense of coziness, while the cool air of the cabin keeps everything balanced. Nothing feels too warm or too cool. Everything simply exists in quiet harmony. The steady hum of the engines continues unchanged, a constant thread running through the entire journey. It feels even more familiar now, almost like a natural part of the environment, something that belongs here just as much as the soft light, the still passengers, and the gentle motion of the plane itself. You turn your gaze slightly towards the window again, noticing how much more of the sky is visible now. The deep tones of night have faded into lighter shades of blue and soft grey, and the horizon carries a calm glow that stretches further than before. It is not bright, not overwhelming, just a quiet, steady light that grows at its own pace. The clouds below look almost like a peaceful sea, smooth and endless, with soft layers that shift gradually in tone as the light touches them. There are no sharp edges, no sudden changes, only a continuous surface that reflects the calm of the sky above. A subtle movement in the cabin draws your awareness for a moment as a few more passengers begin to wake gently. Someone stretches quietly, another adjusts their seat, but everything remains slow and respectful of the calm that has filled the space for so long. No voices rise, no sudden sounds break the stillness, only small, quiet motions that blend into the background. The plane continues forward with the same smooth motion, gliding through the air without effort. There is no sense of turbulence, no interruption, only a steady, continuous movement that carries you gently through the morning sky. Your breathing remains slow and natural, matching the calm around you. Each breath feels easy, unforced, part of the quiet rhythm that has settled into your body and mind. There is no need to think about it, no need to guide it, only to let it continue as it has been. The light outside grows slightly brighter, revealing more detail in the clouds, their soft contours becoming clearer, their surface glowing gently under the early morning sky. The horizon becomes more defined, a calm line separating the sky above from the clouds below, though still softened by distance and light. You notice how the cabin feels subtly more open now, as if the presence of natural light has expanded the space, even though nothing has physically changed. The same seats, the same aisle, the same quiet arrangement remains, but the atmosphere feels lighter, more spacious, while still holding the same calm. The hum of the engines continues steady and reassuring, blending with the faint sounds of movement in the cabin. A soft rustle here, a quiet shift there, but nothing that disturbs the overall stillness. Everything remains gentle, slow, and unhurried. You remain relaxed, your body fully supported, your mind calm and clear. The journey continues without effort, without urgency, moving forward in the same steady rhythm that has been present since the beginning. Outside, the sky continues to open, revealing more light, more softness, more space. The clouds stretch endlessly beneath you, their surface calm and undisturbed, reflecting the quiet beauty of the early morning. Time still feels different here, not measured in minutes or hours, but in the slow transition of light, the steady movement of the plane, and the continuous calm that surrounds you. Each moment flows naturally into the next, without interruption, without pressure. You shift ever so slightly, allowing your body to remain comfortable, the blanket adjusting gently with you. Your hands rest easily, your shoulders relaxed, your posture soft and supported. Everything feels exactly as it should be. The plane continues its journey, smooth and steady, carrying you forward through the quiet morning sky. The world below remains hidden beneath the clouds, while above, the sky grows brighter, though still gentle, still calm, still far from the busyness of the day. And you remain there, in that peaceful space between night and day, surrounded by soft light, steady sound, and gentle motion, drifting quietly through the sky, where everything feels calm, open, and endlessly at ease. The morning light now stretches fully across the horizon, no longer just a faint glow, but a soft, steady presence that fills the sky with calm brightness, while still holding on to the quiet gentleness that began in the night. The transition has been so gradual that it never disturbed the stillness, only deepened it, allowing the world outside the window to unfold slowly and naturally. The clouds below now appear clearly, forming a vast and peaceful landscape that seems to go on forever, their soft shapes layered gently across the sky like a calm, silent ocean. Light rests on their surface in a delicate way, creating subtle variations in tone that shift almost imperceptibly as the plane continues forward. Inside the cabin, the atmosphere remains steady and calm, though now softly illuminated by the natural light filtering through the windows. The overhead lights are still dim, blending with the morning glow, creating a balanced and gentle brightness that feels comfortable and unintrusive. You remain in your seat, exactly where you have been, your body fully relaxed, supported, and at ease. The blanket still rests across you, though now it feels lighter as the air in the cabin has adjusted with the changing light, maintaining a quiet sense of balance between warmth and coolness. The steady hum of the engines continues, unchanged from the very beginning, a constant and reassuring presence that has carried you through the night and into this new, softer part of the journey. It feels familiar now, almost like a quiet companion, always there, never demanding attention, only supporting the calm around you. You glance gently towards the window once more, taking in the view that has slowly revealed itself over time. The sky above is now a soft blend of pale blue and light grey, open and expansive, while the clouds below remain calm and undisturbed, stretching endlessly beneath you. The plane continues its smooth, effortless motion, gliding through the air with the same steady rhythm, as if nothing has changed at all. There is no rush, no sudden movement, only the quiet continuation of a journey that feels both ongoing and complete at the same time. Around you, a few more passengers have begun to stir, their movements slow and gentle, still respecting the calm that fills the cabin. Someone sits up slightly, another looks out their window, but there is no urgency, no noise, only the soft return of quiet awareness. You remain still, your breathing slow and natural, your body completely at ease. There is no need to move, no need to prepare for anything yet. This moment, this space, still belongs to calm, to stillness, to the gentle rhythm that has carried you through the night. The light continues to grow just slightly, but it never becomes harsh or overwhelming. It remains soft, diffused by the clouds, spreading evenly across the sky and into the cabin, maintaining the peaceful atmosphere that has been present all along. The clouds below begin to show more detail now, their soft contours more visible, their edges gently defined by the morning light. They remain still and quiet, like a vast landscape that exists only in this moment, untouched and undisturbed. The hum of the engines blends with the faint sounds of the waking cabin, creating a soft background that feels complete, balanced, and calm. Every sound, every sensation, every detail fits together seamlessly, forming a quiet harmony that continues without interruption. Time still feels slow, unmeasured, as if it has no urgency even now. The journey does not feel like it is ending, only continuing, moving gently from one calm moment into the next, without any need for change. You rest comfortably, feeling the support of the seat, the softness of the space around you, the gentle presence of light and sound. Everything remains exactly as it should be, steady and peaceful, without effort. Outside, the sky opens further, revealing more space, more light, more calm. The horizon stretches wide, the clouds endless, the atmosphere soft and quiet. It feels like a place where time moves differently, where everything exists in a gentle, continuous flow. And as the plane continues forward, carrying you smoothly through the morning sky, you remain there, wrapped in that same quiet calm, held between night and day, between movement and stillness, where everything feels soft, balanced, and endlessly at ease.